canon. I mean, there were laws on the books when the Constitution was written preventing people from owning certain types of weaponry.
So the argument you're making now is actually that the Second Amendment does not prevent anybody from owning warships, but it's the states superseding that Bill of Rights that would allow them to prevent someone from owning a warship. It's getting a little muddled, right?
It's not, though. I mean, that's correct. The Second Amendment doesn't prevent you from doing anything. I mean, the First Amendment doesn't prevent you from doing anything.
So you're okay with the states drawing the lines on what guns you can have, but not the federal government?
It's a restriction on government, right? I mean, the Second Amendment is not created as a restriction on individual. It's not a law about what guns you can and cannot own. It's a restriction on what the state can do. And what it says that the state can do is it says that the state is not allowed to infringe your right to bear arms. Now the question becomes, what is the definition of arms, right?
So I think most likely, this is interesting because we could probably go on 20 more minutes and we probably wouldn't come to an agreement on this. But I think this is really, we were doing fine agreeing on a lot of stuff until we got to this. And I think this is where a lot of people are getting lost also, I think.
It's a very simple argument from my point of view, and that is that people, if they have the right to bear arms in order to prevent tyranny, then that goes for arms to prevent. That goes to the ultimate limit of that is the arms necessary to prevent. Basically, you can own any arm that is necessary, not to prevent tyranny.
Well, this is good because in Waco, Texas, the government used tanks. Isn't it then reasonable to say people need tanks because they were used in Waco, Texas?
Because this is the balance that we draw. Right, and this is true for all legislation.
It's totally subjective, though, Ben.
It's not totally subjective. The fact is that if you disarm a population of rifles, there is no chance that there could be a popular resistance to tyranny. Period.
And if you only give them rifles and the tanks roll out, the rifles are useless.
True. It's just not true. I mean, I've spoken to veterans.